Hey everybody, this is Eno and welcome to the Dynamic Prepper. Well, today we're going through ApocaBox for April 2018. If you're unfamiliar with ApocaBox, you can check them out over at myApocaBox.com. I will put a link down in the description below. And what they are is a bi-monthly subscription box service that delivers to your door every 2 months a box full of hand-selected, in a lot of cases, handmade survival tools. One of the things that makes ApocaBox very unique is their emphasis on DIY kits and skills challenges in order to not only teach you new skills, but challenge you in the ones you already know. It's a great box for beginners, it's an excellent box for the tried and true veterans, and hey, if you've got a family and kids, there's nothing more fun than getting them involved in the DIY kits and the skills challenges. Alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into April's ApocaBox. Alrighty. Cool. That is pretty cool right there. Look at that. Silent Hunter. That is our theme for this month, Silent Hunter, for April 2018. This is basically what would take place of our box card. So it's kind of our box pamphlet, if you will. Very cool. Everything that comes in the box, as well as an explanation of everything. Some of the skills projects and the DIY kits explained there. Then we also have the ApocaBox Chronicles on the back here, which is a cool thing that you can read up on. They do it every time you get the box, so it kind of builds one right off of another. We'll get into that a little bit later, but right now, let's go ahead and concentrate on the contents of the box, shall we? We got a little note there from Creek telling us all about this month's box, Silent Hunter. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the Silent Hunter. First up, we have some targets. So my guess is there's something that's going to shoot something in this box. There we go. I got some targets. Different ones. Little caricature of Creek there, making some fire. Some rabbits, some squirrels, a little cobra. And the ApocaBox logo built into a couple of different things. So we got a number of different targets, big, medium, and small, that we can sort of focus in here on these things. So that's what we got there. So those are the ApocaBox paper targets. Alright, next up, this looks like our kit for the month. We have a bait snare. So this is our ApocaBox Survival Skills Challenge Build Your Own Bait Snare Kit. The knowledge to build an effective bait snare is a skill that every silent hunter must know. If you have been subscribed to ApocaBox for a while, then you have probably received one of our snare kits in previous box. They've all been different and unique, yet their intended purpose is the same. Put food on the table in a survival scenario, while using the completed one as a guide. Creek has also filmed a subscriber-only video on how to use and set the enclosed bait snare as one of the more complicated traps to understand. This exclusive video can be found on myApocaBox.com. So there you go. There's the explanation of it. Everything you need to complete this bait snare is included in here, along with the string, all the wood, everything that you need, all whittled up and ready to go right in there, along with your instructions on how to complete this bait snare. And of course, there's a video on myApocaBox.com where Creek actually goes through how to construct this bait snare and how to use it. And then you can use this bait snare with all of its parts as a template to make more and to build this skill. And so now you have that skill because you've built one already, and now you can build as many as you want. So there you go, and of course you can save something like this for a rainy day. Use those washed out days at home to improve on your skills a little bit more. Or you can take it out into the woods with you when you're camping or whatnot, build it up and see how effective you can be. So there we go. Bait snare, that is our skills challenge for April 2018. Okay, next up we have, ooh, look at this. The Simple Shot Slingshot. Simpleshot.com. Look at this guy. The Torque Slingshot from Simple Shot. This pocket-sized slingshot could certainly be packed in a foraging bag of any silent hunter. Compact and lightweight. The Torque Slingshot is the brainchild of a collaborative effort between the talented industrial designer Mark Siljan and Simple Shot. Made in the USA, this slingshot boasts a minimalist design which makes it perfect for inclusion in a bug-out bag. So there you go. An intricate part of being a silent hunter is having a silent way to to get your prey, and the Slingshot is definitely that. So everything we need right there, nice little Slingshot, very cool. Of course, we got the targets already. Okay, so we have 2 there, 1 there, 1 there. Alrighty, there we go. So we got 4 total. Alright, so what these are spinner targets. We got 2 rubber targets here. So kind of a soft rubber target. And then we have 2 what they're calling fabric targets. They look like leather, to be honest with you. Leather or, you know, imitation leather or something like that. But 2 fabric targets there and 2 rubber targets there. So we already got some paper targets for our Slingshot. Now we have some spinner targets. Something you can suspend and have something a little bit more challenging to hit. And also reusable. Got some spinner targets there. Next up we have some ammo. Got some steel shot there. 10 balls of steel shot for our Slingshot. That's cool. We also have some powder shot. 10 balls of powder shot. And what these do is on impact, these will explode into a cloud of dust, which is quite fun. So there you go. We also have that in there. Next up we have this little piece of leather. This is a bonus project called the Shepherd's Sling. Is what this guy is. A little bonus project there. So let's see, step-by-step tutorial on page 3. Let's take a look at it real quick. Oh, okay, cool. So we have a bonus project on this one. It's called the ApocaBox Shepherd's Sling. And there you can see we have the instructions on page 3 of our box guide that shows you how to make this sling with, looks like some 550 paracord. It shows you how to build it, gives you some photos on how to do it, and also shows you how to quote-unquote fire or shoot the sling. It does say the Shepherd's Sling is not a toy. It can cause severe injury or death. Those under 18 should not use a Shepherd's Sling. So there you go. So for those of you who, if you don't know what a Shepherd's Sling is, probably the most famous usage that I can just think of off the top of my head is the old biblical story of David and Goliath. It is a, basically you would put a stone in the little leather part here. It has a string attached to it, and you spin it around so it gets a lot of centrifugal force, and then you release the string, and it sends the rock flying. And it allows you to sling a rock very fast, very hard, and for quite a distance. And of course, those that practice it can obviously get really good at it and very accurate with it too. So this is our little leather patch for the Shepherd's Sling bonus project that comes in this month's ApocaBox. Alright, next up we have a pocket field guide, Survival Slingshots, how to build one of the most versatile survival weapons of all time. There we go. So in this book we'll go through different ways to build different types of slingshots from just using natural materials that you would find in the woods, and then of course how to use them. So a nice little field guide to creating your own survival slingshots. Alright, last but not least, in this little bag here, which comes from Rothko, this is the Silent Hunter Canvas Belt Pouch. So this is a nice little bag that you can put all the items, the slingshots and everything that we got in this month's ApocaBox. You can put in this little pouch, as you see there. So, but in this pouch we actually have another item. I believe this is our last item in there. Let me double check. Yep, that's going to be our last item. So we'll set this aside. So our next item here was the pouch, and our last item is a sharpening stone. Let's take a look at this. Ooh, look at that. This is the Interrupted Pattern Diamond Bench Stone. So we have a couple of different grit levels there, a fine, a medium, and a heavy texture there. And these just pop right out, and you can put the next one in. Very cool. It's got a little rubber bottom there so it doesn't slide around on your bench. Very nice. You can put those just like that, and a little cover there. Holds everything together. So if you've been looking for a a hand sharpening system for your knife. Remember, a sharp knife is a safe knife and a handy knife. So let's read a little bit about this. What does Creek tell us about the diamond bench stone? Several weeks ago, Creek, as in, asked a few hundred ApocaBox subscribers during my live knife sharpening webinar if they would like to receive the diamond bench stone I was using to sharpen the December ApocaBox's knife kit. So if you remember back to December, we got a DIY knife kit as one of the skills challenges. To a razor sharp, hair splitting edge in a future ApocaBox. They responded with a resounding yes, so I have included this 3-piece diamond bench stone kit in your box this month. Besides, every silent hunter needs to touch up his or her blade at some point. This kit contains a fine, medium, and coarse sharpening stone. These kits fit into a molded plastic case with rubber grippers on the bottom for a desktop sharpening. The case can also be screwed to a baseboard if desired. Each stone is made with an interrupted pattern to catch metal filings so they don't crowd the diamond surface. Sharpening surfaces can be cleaned with soap and water and an old toothbrush. So that's kind of cool. There you go. So that was our last item in the box, the interrupted knife sharpening system. Okay, so there's everything that came, I believe, in April ApocaBox. Let's just get rid of our box real quick, and let's go back through everything that came in this month's ApocaBox. There's actually quite a bit of stuff here. All right, so we'll just kind of go back through everything again. So first up, we got a couple of the paper targets. That was our first item. Okay, next up, we got the Simple Shot Slingshot. That was our next item there. After that, we got the spinner targets. We got a couple of cloth spinner targets, and then we got a couple of the rubber targets also, so you can just hang those and shoot away. Next we got a little bit of ammo for our slingshot. We got some steel shot there, and then we also got the exploding powder balls there. Next up we got our skills challenge, which was a bait snare. So we got our DIY kit plus our instructions and a video on how to build the bait snare, and then you basically will learn this skill. So that is our skills challenge, how to make a bait snare. Then we had a bonus project of how to make a shepherd's sling, and of course we got a piece of leather that we'll need for that, and then all you need to supply is the paracord cordage that you would need to actually construct it, and the instructions for it are in our guide. Alright, next up from Rothko, we had the canvas belt pouch. So hold everything we got in this month's ApocaBox. Then we got our pocket field guide for survival slingshots. And last but not least, we got our interrupted pattern diamond bench stone. Right there. So everything you need to sharpen those knives. Alright, so that is everything that comes in this month's ApocaBox. Like I said, there's always some cool stuff that comes in these ApocaBoxes. This one was called Silent Hunter. We got a lot of really cool stuff to get out there into the woods and learn some new skills to silently gather food. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed, everybody. Take it easy. We'll see you back here in 2 months for our next ApocaBox.